What's good, and welcome back to another showcase. Now, I thought about postponing this showcase until the EZA actually happens for this guy, but since, you know, the dust settled a little bit and we're pretty much in the closing ceremony state of the 6-year anniversary on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle JP, I figured, you know, this would really signify how desperately this guy needs an EZA, and, you know, some thoughts of my own in terms of, like, what I would like to see with the Extreme Z Awakening for this unit and whatnot, but again, like, this is certainly a missed opportunity. I think with the EZA for the Super Intelligence type Ultra Instinct Goku, it would have just made logical sense to roll out this guy in Part 3 as an EZA instead of, you know, LR Goku and Frieza. Obviously, it's very, very much appreciated that they did EZA that unit, but I feel like, you know, this guy certainly needed an EZA more so than the Goku and Frieza unit, in my opinion, and obviously it's pretty obvious when you watch the showcase here, but, you know, because of the missed opportunity, I feel like they're probably planning on rolling the EZA for this unit on Saiyan Day coming up in a couple of weeks. It's March 18th every year, which is what Saiyan Day is, but, you know, we certainly do have a celebration during that time with the Dokkan Fest banner, and, you know, of course, it's a period celebrated between both JP and Global, so I don't know, maybe they'll roll it out at the same time, who knows, but, you know, it could certainly be a good time to do that. Even if Global doesn't necessarily get it at the same time as JP does, it would just kind of make sense. You know, again, once the dust settled with the 6-year, you know, a month later roll this out, it would make logical sense, but, you know, from an overall unit performance standpoint, this guy's good. He just needs to get tweaked in a couple of different areas, and that's really where the you know, the problems arise. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the units. So Super AGL, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, Leader Skill obviously is a pure Saiyans category, Ki +3, HP and defense increase of 170%, attack is 130%. We're still waiting on the proper Pure Saiyans category lead, where we at least see the attack increase of 170% and maybe, you know, HP and defense of 150% or whatever the case is. But, you know, they are kind of procrastinating with that one. But, you know, hopefully at some point in the near future we will see that. Maybe on Saiyan Day we'll see like an upgraded Pure Saiyans leader skill setting with a new unit or whatever the case is. But, you know, as more times goes on, we'll certainly find out. Now, in terms of the passive skill for this unit, attack increase 120%, defense increase of 60%, launches 2 additional attacks, and defense increase 7% with each attack performed up to 70%, and then evolves when conditions are met. And then the condition for the evolution is 30% chance to evolve starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle, so it's a little bit random. You get a 30% chance to you know, transform into the evolution state based on, I guess, every rotation coming up after the 4th turn that he's on. So yeah, it's a little bit random. There's not really a set criteria for it, so it's a little bit wonky in terms of that regard, but it's not too terrible in my opinion. In terms of links, you've got at level 10 Super Saiyan, that is attack increase of 15%. Warrior Gods is attack increase of 10%, and then attack increase of another 5% when performing a super attack. Prodigies is attack increase of 15%. Royal Lineage is Ki +2, attack increase of 5%. Prepare for Battle is Ki +2, attack and defense increase of 5%. Tournament of Power is Ki +3, and attack and defense increase of 7%. And lastly, Fierce Battle is attack increase of 20%. And another reason why this guy should get an EZA, this guy from a category standpoint is ridiculous, the amount of categories he's on, like Universe Survival Saga, Realm of Gods, Pure Saiyans, Full Power, Reps of Universe 7, Transformation Boost, Vegeta's Family, Siblings Bond, Worthy Rivals, Bond of Master and Disciple, All Out Struggle, Miraculous Awakening, and Power Revival. So obviously this guy falls into an abundance of categories, and simply an upgrade to, you know, the EZA stats and you know, just tweaks with the passive and super attack abilities would make this guy much more viable in terms of, you know, including on teams. I'm not saying he performs terribly, but there's certainly opportunities for this guy with the potential EZA. Now, once evolved, the stats change a little bit, so I think the super attack ability remains the same, where it causes immense damage to enemy and massively lowers defense, but from a passive skill standpoint, its attack and defense increase 130% at the start of turn. launches 2 additional attacks and chance to perform a critical hit, plus 10% with each attack performed, up to 70%. So I mean, these built-in skill sets are pretty good. I think from just overall using this guy, over the past couple of years since it, it released on April 26th of 2018 on JP, it's been a little while. I think the fact, what I would like to see with the Extreme Z Awakening is they basically changed the launches 2 additional attacks to a medium, launches 2 additional attacks with a medium chance of each becoming a super attack. Like it's pretty much useless in a way where you're just seeing 2 additional attacks and maybe a potential additional super attack with potential levels toward additional attacks. But outside of that, I mean, it's kind of irrelevant. You're not applying that much damage, and compared to some of the units that exist today, he certainly needs that. So as long as he gets some sort of upgrade similar to I would say the physical Vegeta Blue, which it changed from what was it, like I don't know, like 10% to 20% chance, or whatever the case is. But the point being, it made him a lot better because you did see an increase in additional attacks kicking in with every potential attack. So I think if they follow that same recipe for this unit, I would certainly be content with it. Defense wise, I think 130% after the evolution, and you're seeing 60% plus another 70% up to, based on, launching or every attack performed. The defense is pretty good, but he definitely does take a little bit of a hit. I think, what probably hurts this guy is probably, some sort of damage mitigation in terms of, taking less than damage or whatever the case is. But on the tougher events, this guy certainly takes pretty heavy hits. So I think they probably need to do some sort of adjustment to that. I think with the EZA, I just can't pinpoint what exactly they should do, I guess is my point. The main focus for me, I would, let me put it this way, I would be perfectly okay if they just simply upgraded his ability to launch 2 additional attacks to tacking on medium chance for those to become a super attack. Even if they don't necessarily tweak the defense, I feel like I would be somewhat okay with that, even though in a lot of ways on the tougher events especially, this guy's a little bit of a defensive liability. But I would be okay with that at the end of the day. I think I'm not going to expect too many ridiculous things, but I guess if you did light it up in comparison to the UI Goku, then obviously that would be a little bit lackluster compared to him because of how good the Ultra Instinct Goku ended up becoming. So I guess in that regard, they would definitely make him, somewhat close to that level. But I guess in terms of like suggestions and recommendations that I would have, I can't necessarily pinpoint it. For those watching right now, if you have like recommendations as to what you wouldn't want to see with the potential Extreme Z Awakening for this unit, certainly, leave feedback in the comment section and let me know, whatever. But I think at the end of the day, this guy's not a bad unit, but desperately needs an EZA. I guess it's probably the best way to explain it. I mean, from a stat point, you're currently at, HP of 16,920, attack is 15,052, defense will be 11,550. Again, with the EZA, that'll increase a little bit as well. And, I think, given the additional reasonable upgrades to the lead, not leader skill, but the super attack ability and passive skill, I think this guy could be very good. I don't know if this will necessarily work, but from a super attack standpoint, along with massively lowering defense, maybe have some sort of built-in mechanism where he's also able to raise his own defense for 6 turns by 30% or whatever the case is. I don't know, somewhere in those regions might be fine. Or you could certainly just embed it within the passive skill where, along with a base increase, you obviously you get the 130% once you're evolved, but a lot of times I think the majority of the battles you're going to be going through the non-transformed states. So with that being said, you get 120% toward attack, which is I think reasonable. Defense is 60%. Plus, you can get up to 70% with every attack performed. So you get a decent boost of 130% after you fully activate the passive. I think probably what wouldn't be a bad idea for this unit is a damage mitigation, skill set against a certain type of category, or just simply have, I don't know, for every agility type key or rainbow key, you get a further defense boost or reduce the damage received from the enemy. That sort of thing probably would work well, but again, I'm not the greatest in terms of like building a unit, in terms of like building out, super attack abilities, passive skill, and so on. So this is more or less just kind of like my guess based on just running through and playing with the unit over the course of the years. Again, this guy's been out for a while. April 26th of 2018 on JP and October 26th of 18 on the global side. So this guy's been around for a little while. You know what I mean? And yeah, he certainly needs an EZA. I mean, it would just be great if he did. But again, he will. It's just a matter of when. I think I don't know. My guess is it'll probably come out during Saiyan Day. I don't know what kind of theme necessarily we'll have during that time, but we'll have to certainly be on the lookout for it and see what happens. I know there's like conversations about Global First coming out at some point, maybe in April or something like that. Maybe similar to the AGL Rose, they might give this guy's EZA to Global First. That's certainly a possibility as well. And shortly after, we'll get it on the JP side, which I'm okay with too. I mean, we have the new, LR Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, so it's not too terrible, I guess, in that regard. But yeah, we'll have to see how things play out. But at the end of the day, this guy needs an EZA. We'll wait and see what happens. But let me know what your thoughts are in terms of what you'd like to see with the built-in skill sets upgraded with the EZA stats, and we'll go from there. All right, as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and until the next video, I'll check you guys out next time. All right, see you guys.